come up here no more. Cindy sort of, I won't say misled me, but you know, he's like, you know, well, we just want to vote on getting you all some starter money or whatever, but we're in competition with nobody in Monroe County. And we're trying to, as many of you all should be aware of by now, that we had the city commission and mayor to rename the park, Veterans Park, instead of Tompkinsville City Park, which you can't go anywhere around us in any county in 120 counties in the state of Kentucky, and they don't have a Veterans Park except us. So they did that with ease, and very thankful for the mayor and the commission and their attitude to work with us. This is going to be a two-phase operation. We wanted to do the front entrance with one. And is any of y'all familiar with the battle cross, what a battle cross looks like? So it kind of, sort of, yes, no? Well, this is a small picture of one. Okay, just pass that around. Tommy, you helping me?
Mine.
No. Stay straight with me. That's what use your foot. You need to shoot your chair up. That will be the life size of it. Richardson Monuments has been very grateful to do a lot for me on the CAD side, so has Stevens Manufacturing. Our goal is to do a community project, a real community project that's got everybody from one end to the other in Monroe County involved. There's nobody, I challenge you, there's nobody that you're going to find in Monroe County that don't have some link to a veteran. Either your immediate family, your cousins, your uncles, you're going to, somebody in your lineage has been in the military. If you're going all the way back to, and I'm working on that, Sons of American Revolution. I've done all my genealogy, Civil War, American Revolution. You're not going to find it. You're not exempt. It's just almost impossible that you're going to say, I never had nobody in my family to serve in the military. Working on a grant from a young lady, Mary, which Patty turned me on to her, with Brad. I'm not a grant writer. I'm clueless when it comes to that. So we're looking at all angles of help that we can get. Stevens Manufacturing, I met with them. They done some drawings for me, some initial drawings here. And their offer was anything you want, we'll do to help you. Travis with cement, same thing. Here's a smaller print of this. If you, let me get over. Yeah. Thank you, sir, very much. This is the front view of this, going into the park. So right here you have your entrances are right here. This is looking down, if you're looking down at it. Here's your two entrances right here. So when you're facing it, you'll have three flags right here. American flag, Kentucky state flag, and a POW flag. Here you'll have a battle cross, which is here. Here you'll have all your different military entities, i.e. the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, and we just added one, which is what? Very good, thank you. And so that'll be around the base of the monument. There'll be a here and here. We're still working on that, but we want to exploit our county and our city. And Sheila and I had this to do, if you will. When I was stationed at the National Ground Intelligence Center, I'm an intelligence officer, mostly on the clandestine side, and it's right below Monticello and James Monroe's house. So I would go visit there a lot. I was going through there one day, and the lady, as she's telling all about it, I asked her, I said, have you ever heard of Tompkinsville, Kentucky? She said no. I said, really? I said, well, we're the only city and county named after a city president and vice president in the whole United States. Well, I didn't get it finished. I didn't get it all out of my mouth. She said, wait. And she starts writing all this down, which I'm sure now it's in her orientation when you go through the thing right now, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal to James Monroe Foundation. It also helped us when she and we got the James Monroe mobile, if you will, and the mobile museum down here at the Bicentennial, which got hit by COVID with the train wreck. But we wanted Daniel Tompkins, and I may have these backwards, but Monroe was president. No. The American Revolution was Tompkins, and the other one was the War of 1812. Yeah. Okay. So both of these are military veterans that our city and our county is named after. You'd be surprised. A lot of people in Monroe County don't have a clue. They have zero clue. It would be really great when people are turning in that park. They get the wow factor that comes with that. And then another sign that says, they do it for their country, they do it for their family, they do it for you. And this will be the first phase of that. They also, when Danny, Tommy, and I met with them, they agreed to give us the first, and when I say give, I mean that loosely, give us the first loop going around the city park. And to where the flag's at, hopefully we'll get that blacktop, and where the flag's at, setting sun on the west, reflection off the water, then we want to really build a nice monument with everybody's name that's ever been in Monroe County, that's ever served, to be on that wall. That's probably, we're hoping to stay under $20,000 on the front end, but the other one will probably be $250,000 in that range. So that's a while off. But this one right here, Tommy, they had a great idea the other day. It'd be really great if we could do this dedication. You got Veterans Day coming up, November the 11th. So that would be a really, really good thing if we can make that mark. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So these are some.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
You have got an account set up at the
Yes, right. I'm going to get to that. Yes.
Okay.
Can I take this around?
Absolutely. And also this is, you can get an idea what a battle cross is.
They got one over. You was talking about going down Daniel Parkway in Manchester, Clay County. They got one out on the Daniel Parkway.
Yep. You can get an idea. I'll pass this around.
Let y'all pass this.
Did you say the first phase would be about 20,000?
I'm hoping to stay under this battle cross.
Oh, yeah.
The battle cross, I'm looking at the paper.
It's pretty. Did you end up with the paper?
The battle cross is looking at, the battle cross, he said he would sell it. Oh, wait a minute, too late. Go around.
They've got your phone. Larry's got your phone.
That's what I'm looking for.
Who? You're Ricky?
Yeah.
Danny Benson was in the National Guard with him.
Oh.
If you'll let them get around, if at the end, whatever questions you got, I'll answer for you. Yes, it will.
Ricky,
Yes, sir.
Sid wasn't wrong. There's other monies that we have access to.
Okay.
That's just the operating budget.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just felt really bad when I seen that. I thought, you know, I loaned y'all some money, man. I really felt bad. I really did. I was thinking about, you know, let's get out of here, guys.
We got something from Hagen.
I'm sorry.
This,
I've done the same.
It's in the chinchilla.
this monument, the battle cross, the guy told us that he would give it to us at cost, and it's about $5,500. That part of it is. Now, when you're looking at, this is some decisions that these soldiers got to make, whether this is black granite or whether it's a brown kind of granite. This black comes from Africa. So if we go the black way, we'll never make November. But if we go the other way, and plus the cost is so much different. And then I want to get into this stuff when we talk about the other one in a minute. But you know, if we get somebody, and we're sharing it, pass this along to Sydney. We need somebody that can form. If they donate the concrete, if they can form this, and then he sets the foundation, and the battle cross goes on it. We set the flag poles. I contacted Tri-County today to move that light pole across the road and have a good, better light shining right on that. $100. They help us any way they can. So I really don't want me personally to one entity say, here's $20,000, go at it. I want the community to say, you know, yeah, my dad, I mean, just like Johnny Travis said, his dad and uncle, and there's a picture I got over in the library, by the way. They're helping me with portraits of Daniel Tompkins and James Monroe. And some of you people that's done these things before need a way to put that picture on something that will sustain the outdoor weather year in, year out. So when you, Tommy and I and Danny, we're used to this all the time. You have think tanks. We have what we call after action reports. When everybody takes their rank off, and then everybody floats their idea. There's no bad ideas, but it's amazing when you're the colonel and we're trying to figure out this big problem, and the private down here goes, well, why don't you turn it around and go that way? We're like, hey, what a concept. So that's what we want to do throughout the county, to come up and say, well, you know, we do this, and we do this, because none of us here knows whatever, you know, I don't know what Clear Construction does, or Precision, or this group, or that group, or, I mean, just throwing that out there. So, we're trying to get everybody involved. Don't want to leave out the VFW, right? I'm saying it, or is it American Legion?
American Legion right now.
American Legion. And then spoke with Richard Turner about, somebody said it about the matching. He would help. He even brought in Bethlehem Lodge, that you know, a ton of them's veterans and things. And so I mean, it just united. I mean, because it's a worthy cause. And if we ever needed a good booster shot, if you will, around here in America, I mean, it's now for our country and for the ones who have served. We don't necessarily want it to be called a Veterans Memorial Park, because you have the living and the ones that sacrificed. So we wanted to keep that open. I'll answer any questions you got. If you want to talk about the other one, that's on down the road, but I can't tell you things I don't know. So, but if you got questions now, I think Holly or Linda, one of y'all had, hey, this is what you asked. Can you get everybody copies of this? Sydney posted, Sydney started to GoFundMe. This is out there. I don't have Facebook or no social media things for obvious reasons, that I work in for the intelligence community, DIA, CIA, they don't like that stuff. But if somebody will take a picture, send it around, whatever, that, and any organization that you know of, Yeah, any organization that you all know we're not in any competition with Old Monkey. You can't replace Old Monkey. It's a beautiful historic park, and with systemic roots of its own. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to make Tompkinsville a veterans park. So,
When you're thinking about, like getting those foundations poured and stuff, and it being a community effort, we need to see if the construction class at ATC could help.
see, there you go.
Because that would give those children buy-in,
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
so.
And they can go say, hey, you know what, if somebody pulls up down there and they say, that's a beautiful monument, and they go, we built that, we've done that part of it.
I know, I just had a conversation with their instructor just the other day about doing some off-site work. Their principal said it was a possibility, but the instructor told me, he said, I'm new, and I don't know how to go about that, but we'll find out in the upcoming, weeks. So I know it's a possibility. No, it's a,
We're retired.
yeah, it's Arburn. It's Arburn, because I asked if it was, he's a Jason Arburn, because I asked if it was the preacher, but it's not the preacher, it's another one.
And Paul.
I haven't met him, I only,
Robbins? No, I did.
Is
Is it Robin or Robin Lyons?
Yeah, can you back them here?
Yeah.
Yes, give everybody one, yes, sir.
How many?
I didn't meet him, Ellen. Jeff just gave me his contact information, and we texted back and forth.
I didn't realize Timber, he's the one that we went through different things.
Any questions, anybody?
Before you sit down, I just want to show you.
Okay.
Tommy.
Well, I've looked at a bunch for this
Hey,
guy,
Officer,
it's
and this
very
officer,
much
look,
detailed.
Is this correct quote?
Yeah,
Is it
this is
correct
bonds,
that
it's
Ray
in
Wayne
detail, and he guarantees it for life.
Most highly
You
decorated,
know, so we're still doing budget,
Monroe
you know,
County Vietnam vet.
that's what I want,
No.
I think so.
Oh, okay,
so.
okay. I've
What's
got-
your say?
I think I did metal. I don't believe it was. I'll check on that and see y'all.
Somebody had said that to me, but I wasn't sure if that was true or not, so, okay.
I don't know. Larry Turner,
Pass them around.
George Masters. Just put on off the top of my head, some of them is
What is
really
the
highly
question?
decorated. Most highly decorated soldiers ever served in, Monroe County.
You know, we tossed that around a
Me
bunch,
and him talked about that a bunch.
and also,
Pass them around.
we talked about the highest ranking,
Mm.
and it might surprise you. Does anybody remember, Sharon Pruitt?
Yeah.
Went to school here?
Yeah.
The last time, me and her's been buddies all our life, the last time, and it's been a long time, it might have been a watermelon festival like 10, 15 years ago. But, I met her husband, they're both in the military. You could probably validate this on Facebook, but he was, I think he was a full-bar colonel like myself, getting ready to make 1 star. And I'm like, wow, that's cool and everything. And she pops in and she says, I'm already a 1 star, working on being a 2 star. So I don't know any 2-star generals that's ever come out of Monroe County. So I would like to, again, I don't have Facebook, but if anybody can contact her, I'd love to know that she made that, because that's just, that gives me cold chills to think about, did she come out of Monroe County High School and elevated that high? They don't give them ranks away.
We
So-
saw a little bit 2 weeks ago. I
Yeah,
talked
he
to her
did
brother.
talk to us.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Cheryl Lyons? Where's her level?
I don't know.
I'm friends with her on Facebook.
She's been in ever since she graduated in '82.
But it's like, you know, it's like whether you take the listed road like Tommy did, or the officer road like I did, it just depends on what, you know. I don't know, I'm trying to place who she is, Cheryl Lyons, that she's in the
Debbie Lyons
military.
that graduated with us, her younger sister.
Who?
Debbie Lyons.
Yeah,
that graduated with
yeah.
us, her younger sister.
Oh, okay. She joined the army?
Ronald Dean's, she joined straight out of high school.
Really? No, I don't know her. I mean, I wouldn't know her, but.
Now, she's never married.
Sharon's last name is
Everybody got one?
G-O-E-T.
Everybody got one? You had a copy?
I'll take them up there if anybody wants to get
Okay,
one. If
okay.
y'all need any to take out, go ahead.
Thank you. John, want to point that out, John is gonna be the physical audit oversight for the count, so every check, everything goes, balances through him, so. I've got my hands full, Tommy does too, so, he agreed to do that. I asked him to talk to Johnny Thompson, and he's gonna do that, so for, Edmonds State Bank has been good to us for every project that we've ever done, concerning the military. Been very good about giving us, funding, helping with it, so. Anybody else?
I make a motion, we make a donation tonight, decide on the amount, and give them the check tonight so they can know.
Or you can just give it to the bank, you know?
Yeah, you can make
get over there and-
it at the bank, Johnny, you already charged.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to give them a donation tonight, and we decide on the amount. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.
Danny, you can't vote.
Oh, no.
We had to reel Danny in over at the city council, man. He kept trying to want to vote for what we was doing. We had to say, no, Danny, you're not on the council.
Huh?
Nobody said how much.
No?
Y'all can discuss that when we leave.
Okay.
Just make it to the bank. Add it to the state bank.
I'm gonna ask a nosy question, I guess, as far as for this phase one. Are y'all doing pretty good collecting so far, or?
Well, I really didn't want to hit that. I just hit sporadic people
Yeah.
because Sharon will tell you, Cindy will tell you, I'm a perfectionist, and I don't want to put something on my phony page, or once we got what I've got now, you'll see it right up in the paper on the front page, but I didn't want somebody to say, come in the bank, say somebody like Linda, just pull that name right out of my hat, comes out in the bank, knows, where do I give this check to? Right, Linda?
I didn't know where to get
Right,
it.
that's my point. And so we
And
wanted.
they didn't know hardly either.
That's correct. And so that's what happens when you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. And I wanted everything connected, and that way they could say, okay, you know, my uncle just died and he's a veteran and whatever, we wanna send this to this project, and so they don't have to contact me or Tommy or Danny, whatever. Send it to the bank or go, you know.
You know, the funeral home does a lot of things like, you know, when somebody passes
Mhm.
away,
Yeah,
that would be a good thing
I
too.
forgot about that, yeah,
Yeah.
donated to this, yeah, so. This one, Tommy and I was discussing money, this one's gonna get done, whether we gotta, me and him's gotta eat nails and tacks. In other words, we gotta pay for it.
When
The
you
other
got a
one,
veteran in your family, you'll know how important it is.
the other one is a different animal, when we get to that, you know, I would like to, you know, pull a lot of community players in, and, you know, 40 or 50 people to be able to sit down and say, you know, I want my husband's name on there, my son's name on there like this. I want them to be able to have that say so, and then, you know, they may also wanna say, you know, we're gonna put a chair, you know, or benches, or what, I mean, there's so many, the things like the things on the courthouse that's going up the steps. That was the coolest idea I've seen in a long time. Cause every time I go up in front of the courthouse, I'll stop and I'll back up and I'll read, you know, so-and-so, and that's just, it's there forever.
And we did that in high school.
I mean, that was cool, so.
Well, I know when you're on the project, you know, we're putting something up, a monument at Bethlehem Cemetery right now. And it was slow, but when people heard about it,
Right.
you know, they got on board with it. So-
Well, to caveat that, Richard sort of mentioned something about that, and I said the same thing. If we can get the front done and the wow factor there, then that'll all fall into place. I believe that with all my heart. I believe we'll have more money than we need. So, I really do. And we was discussing on the radio, Tommy and I was on there, and it come up about how many veterans was in Monroe County. And I think it mentioned once, maybe 600, 700 folks. There's thousands of veterans in Monroe County. You do your homework, it's passed through Monroe County, it's like what she was trying to illustrate there. The axis of Monroe County coming down the Cumberland River. I don't know how far you can go back, maybe you can go back to your, I can go back four generations. Dave Birdwell done my thing, but, I mean, there's thousands of, see that girl she's talking about, I didn't know her. There's thousands of veterans and soldiers still that went through here and come out of Monroe County High School, et cetera, et cetera.
The little 9-year-old that's so into, you know, I took her to Gamal Cemetery. I have 2 great grandfathers, both first name Benjamin, buried in the Gamal Cemetery, very close to each other, and I could show her those 2 monuments where they are buried, because it would be her 4th great-grandparents.
Right.
But both of them fought in the Civil War, and
Yeah.
there they are.
They fight against each other?
No, they were both Union.
Okay. I mean, you hear that, I mean, that would've been a really unique story here, because you heard that all the time. Me, I was in Gettysburg last, fall, and, it just, I mean, it's just, it ices you, it just gets cold chills all around you, all over you, that to think, about how our country was formed, and what it went through, and what survived, and what we will survive when we get through this mess. But, I mean, you know, your blood brother, and you shot him because he was wearing gray and you was wearing blue. Think about that. 2 different thieves.